Hello guys, welcome back to another election prediction. This time we're doing the 2024 gubernatorial elections, or the governor's map. And currently these are the states that are voting in 2024. I don't really expect a lot of flips here, but we're going to go through it. So we'll start off with Washington State. Even though currently Jay Inslee has a not the best approval rating, honestly, with presidential turnout in a presidential year, he's probably very favored to win in Washington by over 10%. It's really not going to be a competitive race. With North Dakota and Utah, again, the Republican candidates here are probably easily going to win. Just see, yeah, you got a Republican incumbent in both these states, so they're easily going to hold on here. And with Greg Gianforte, I'm expecting him to run for re-election. I don't think he's going to run for Senate or anything like that. But if he does, maybe he could go down to likely if he doesn't run, but still it'd probably be safe Republican overall because of presidential turnout. But again, Montana's a ticket splitting state, so it could be competitive. This depends if the Democrats run a good candidate. But as of right now, expect Gianforte to run, and it's going to be safe Republican because of that. In Missouri, Indiana, and West Virginia, again, these states really aren't going to be super competitive for the Democrats at all. They're not really going to have a shot here. So Indiana, West Virginia, just save Republican. The only way West Virginia is competitive is if Joe Manchin decides to run for the governorship here. But I'm pretty sure he already ruled out running in West Virginia at this point. So it's just going to be safe Republican in that regard. But Missouri, again, is there any scandalous candidates running for the Republicans? Not really. It's just a bunch of boring ones, which is probably better off for them. It's probably going to be safe Republican. I don't really think it's going to be a competitive race. Now, Vermont and New Hampshire are dependent on their incumbents running again. And let's just take a look at that. Phil Scott and Chris Sununu. I'm pretty sure Phil Scott's going to run again. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a safe Democratic flip. But as of right now, I fully expect him to run again. Same with Chris Sununu as well. He really enjoys being governor in the state of New Hampshire. So I do expect him to run again. And again, I mean, his last race was more competitive than expected. Expected to win by like 60. But that's still, I don't really think his race is going to even be likely Republican if he runs. So it's going to be solidly Republican. But if he doesn't run for re-election, it's probably going to be like a lean D state. I do think the Republicans could maybe get a good candidate there, but for now, it's safe Republican. And let's get a zoom in on the state of Delaware. Currently, the Democratic incumbent is retiring here. But again, Republicans don't have the best candidates. Is the Republican primary even up here? No, not even on this page. So it's probably going to be safe Democratic. It's a presidential year, which will help Dems here. Now we're going to go to the last race of North Carolina. And I pretty much expect it to be Josh Stein versus Mark Robinson. He has a pretty sizable lead in the Republican primary. And currently with the polls here, it's a mixed bag. It's back and forth. No one has a super dominating lead. So it's going to be a tilt race either way. But with how controversial Mark Robinson has been throughout North Carolina, I do think all these statements he said in the past that are a bit extreme are going to sink him in the state. Similar to how Doug Mastriano sunk himself with all these crazy statements. So I do think he's a bit stronger than Mastriano. I'm not saying he pretty much is him, but I'm saying he has these statements out there that are definitely going to hurt him when they're publicized. So that current little tiny lead he has in the polling, or just the near tie there, I think Josh Stein's going to benefit from that. So I do think Stein's the current narrow favorite to win in North Carolina. Overall, there's not a net change in the governorships on this map. So it pretty much stays exactly the same. But if there was one state that would change, probably North Carolina is the only competitive governorship election. Unless Vermont and New Hampshire, both of Sununu and Phil Scott retire, then these two states entirely change to either Democratic or lean Democratic with New Hampshire. But other than that, that's my final gubernatorial prediction for 2024 as of the month of March. I'll see you guys in the next video.